So as I was coming up with the concept of core values, I did a lot of research to see how other people are doing these things. Mission, value, core values. Mission, vision, core values. How are other companies doing this? And I modeled this system, which I kind of stole, borrowed, and modified from Silicon Valley. And the system is what we call the Kudos System. So I think I mentioned before, we use Slack, and we have a Slack channel called Kudos. And in that channel, anyone in the company can give someone else kudos. So as an example, I could say, +5 points to Kevin for having me on the podcast, #passion. What I just did there is I awarded him some points, and it's a point value between 1 and 10 to a person, Kevin. It could be multiple people. And I have to cite the core value that it pertains to. In this case, this example, it was passion. And we have automation that records all of that. And then at the end of the month, the person who got the most points from their peers in each one of the core values is recognized. And the person that got the most points overall gets a cash bonus. So we actually put our money where our mouth is. I started that on day one. So it's probably like 8-9 years ago, pre-Array Digital. And over the years, when times have been tough, when we've been cash strapped, when COVID hit, I wasn't sure about the future. I've always thought about, well, maybe this is the opportunity to cut that, stop giving away that cash bonus. But that's one of the things that we kept the whole way through. It's never changed. We've always given a monthly cash bonus. And now that we have multiple companies, we do it on multiple, like one bonus for company one bonus for company two. It's that important. So it's a small amount, but really what we're doing is we're taking the time to recognize the individual. Kevin, you had the most kudos this month. Well done. So we're publicly recognizing. If we're in a company meeting, that's part of the slide deck, and everyone claps and they do hearts on the screen and all that stuff.
Yeah. No,
Very
it's great.
important.
It's I mean, it was the coolest thing I saw, when we got together. And it's not just that though. It's yeah, we recognize someone on a monthly basis, but as we're talking right now, even if I went to Slack, you'd see kudos coming in. And
Exactly.
so peers are recognizing other peers and they're given, hey, this person's done a good job. And they tell the whole company that in the middle of the day. Hey, Eric is awesome, or he did a good job here. And people see that and then they like it and they heart it and all this other stuff. And sometimes it's small stuff and sometimes it's like big stuff. Like, hey, we just signed this big client and you know, these people on the team helped make that
Mm-hmm.
possible.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so
Yeah.
it's a
Actually, if you
daily.
don't mind,
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it right now. I'm not going to say exactly what it is, but I'll give you the gist. +10 to Hakobo for putting together material to help clients with the portal login and jumping on an urgent request from a client. #urgency, #passion. So 2 core values were cited there to Hakobo. Here's another one right after that. +10 to Hakobo for his diligence in ensuring our client receives all leads in all the places they are designed to go. Hakobo
That's
is
a big one.
killing it right now. He's racking up the points, and it's great. I love seeing this. Here's another one to Hakobo. Here's one from you, Kevin, to Wyatt. So, what's great about it from my perspective is one, our team is self-reinforcing these core values. You have to put a core value on those kudos, or else it'll get rejected. It will come back and say, I reject your entry because you did not cite a core value. We've programmed that in. So what's great is, you and I, Kevin, as founders, we came up with these core values and we modified them over the years. But now our team is actually on a daily basis, multiple times a day, they're citing them. It's very humbling to me. But also as as a CEO, you start to lose touch with all the things that are going on. I did not know that Hakobo had done these things until I just read it. I wasn't aware. And so think about all the things in your company that are happening behind the scenes that you're just not aware of.
Hmm.
So these kudos actually are data entry points into the annual review. That's another thing that we do here that's a little bit different. So The kudos system is a voluntary. I am voluntarily giving someone else, like Kevin, points, even though that means I probably am. I'm less likely to get the cash bonus, but I'm going to give Kevin the points that he deserves to my detriment, right? If you think about it from like a game theory kind of perspective, because he deserves it. And then that will get pushed into as input into the annual review. So the annual review, we've incorporated the core values there as well. The supervisor has the 5 core values, and their instructions are to grade the person being reviewed by each one of those core values on a scale of A plus to F. And not only that, but why. So I may say something like, let's just say I were reviewing Kevin. I don't do his review, but let's say I was, and he had a couple oopsies this year when it came to quality. I'd put in there something like B minus. Kevin, you had an oopsie here and an oopsie there, and it cost us a client or cost us a bad review or something. And just I would cite this specific example, but link it to a core value, or just the opposite. Kevin, your work is flawless. This client left a Google review for us saying how amazing it was to work with you, and all your numbers were spot on. Good job, right? A plus. So those are the kinds of feedback that we give in a very formal annual review kind of setting based on the core values.
Yeah, and you can see if they've been giving giving kudos or receiving kudos. Make sure they're participating as well, right? So it's not just is anyone siloed? Hey, they're not getting any and they're not giving any. That's potentially a problem, right?
That's right.
I think
Yeah.
one of the coolest things is you could pull any of our team members off the street, and they could actually tell you all of our core values. Like, I'm confident in that. Maybe not the descriptions, but they could definitely cite what they are. So because they literally use every day.
Every day. Yep. And they probably have some of their favorites that they use over and over again when it comes to kudos awards. But I would say confidently they could off the top of their head name 3 out of 5, and I'm okay with that. And they remember the other ones, but it's across the board. At least people, they're very aware of our core values because it is used on a very daily basis. And those ones that I just read to you were just from 2 hours ago. Several of them. There's probably half a dozen from today.
Yeah. And that's the crazy thing. Like, so think about if you have core values or a vision, your mission, if you just cite them once a year, like we use them on a daily basis. And Eric still believes that someone probably might miss one or so, like that aren't used as much. But literally, that's how much you have to drill this into your team's head. Like you gotta continue to talk about your vision, your mission, why we're here, and who we're looking to be here.